Happy Tuesday, everybody! It's back to work day. We're back from Celebration. We got to unpack things in a little bit. We gotta go get something to eat. We gotta go get some rain gear because we're going to Welcome to Rockville this weekend, which is a super huge concert for rock, metal type stuff. 2 days, huge bands, but it's outside. It's supposed to pour out on Saturday, so we're gonna go do that. But look who it is! Yay! We got Sammy and Eddie back from boarding today. I felt awful having to board them because normally when we go away for short periods of time, we leave them home and we have the automatic pet feeder. It takes care of them well. It gives them food at intervals, but we were gone too long to be able to leave food out that long and to leave them alone that long, so we boarded them. I felt awful every day, and they're back home and they've reacclimated, so yay! Hey, to tie out the rest of Star Wars Celebration stuff, we're going to just take a peek through some of the goodies that we got while we were there. Unfortunately, Mary's behind me. I don't know if you can see her in the kitchen. See her little head right here. She's washing off things because Jesse bought an old Jar Jar Pez dispenser. It's like a big Pez thing, but in the grand irony of things, Jar Jar has screwed things up again because the candy was still in the box, and we put it in the suitcase and packed everything in there, and the candy is like liquefied, so it like gooed all over. Jar Jar gooed all over our stuff. This is what reality is hitting us. So here's some things, not in any particular order. And by the way, I know Joey was looking for a shirt, and you see that suitcase, that's where everything went inside. So shirts were almost like near impossible to get at the Star Wars Celebration store. They had Force Awakens t-shirts. They made 3,000 of them for the entire weekend, and there was 100,000 people at the event about. So not exactly the greatest planning for people to get their collectible stuff. We bought a San Francisco shirt. Thankfully enough, I'm tall and fat, and they had my size because most of everything was sold out, and they didn't think ahead. So like for the San Francisco shirt, it was blue, light blue, and while Mary waited online like 2 hours to pay for it and an hour to get into the store to buy it. It's a San Francisco shirt. I don't have it here because Mary's washing it, I think. And because Mary is like that, where we need to wash everything before we wear them. I don't do that, but she feels the need. It's an X-Wing coming out of the water by the Golden Gate Bridge. So I know Joey asked to try to get the San Diego shirt. That was sold out. Force Awakens was sold out. Everything was sold out. And they didn't reprint stuff through the weekend, so it was a giant waste. So that said, we collect Death Stars, and we got these little fuzzy dice Death Star thingies. Let's see if we can focus in on these things. They're not exactly fuzzy or dice, but we'll hang them up. 2 Death Stars. Some of the collecting panels that you go to offer, if you go through the collecting track, offer these little Star Tots. So these Star Tots are modeled after like classic Kenner figures. Basically it's just a metal die-cast thing that looks like a figure. And of all the guys that they were giving out the day that we went through one of the collecting panels, we ended up with a Huguenot. Not the greatest one, but we had a couple. We gave one to our buddy Chickafant, and thankfully I saw Chickafant shot me a note that they picked up another one for us that we didn't have, so that's good. We got this exclusive from Hot Wheels. This is in the line of the Hot Wheels Star Wars cars, and this is R2KT. R2KT has a great story behind her, so if you are so inclined, you guys can Google R2KT and you'd find out more information, or you can go to r2kt.com. Anyway, this is a special Hot Wheels car. It was only available during Star Wars weekends. It's pretty nifty. I like the whole story. We've taken plenty of pictures and video with the actual droid and the folks that own it, so I love this. That's really awesome. Campbell did us a solid and waited online for those things. I had this pretty killer Imperial cog ring, and this was from Norse Legion, and this is a company that my buddy Kevin runs or owns. He designs this jewelry. It's really phenomenal. They have all different types. They have like Skull Trooper. They have like Stormtrooper helmets, Darth Vader helmets, things like that that are in rings, or they have earrings. Jesse got a pair of hoop earrings that say Star Wars on them. Mary wanted to get COG earrings as well, but the COG earrings were sold out. But the jewelry that we got for Mary for Valentine's Day, the little TIE Fighter pendant, they make that as well. So Norse Legion, that's the company. I had to look it up again. Kevin Leal, he's the gentleman that designs this stuff. This is super awesome. We went by Sideshow. They had a display. This necessarily was not an exclusive for Star Wars Celebration. They had a different exclusive, but they didn't have it on site. They had the ability as Starship Trooper, that if you bought it or paid for it on site, they would ship it to you. They didn't have it ready to look at, or they had to look at, but you couldn't pick it up on site. This is an R2. It was just on sale, one of their items, but we like this R2 a lot. I'm going to see if we can try to open this up and show you what it looks like. So this is a 12-inch scale. You got this little R2. You can see my shadow in there, and all the pieces that go around him, so you can make him like he's on the sail barge serving drinks. You also have the table with the holographic Leia in there as well. So I think this is pretty rad. So I can't wait to display this at some point. We just need to find room. Which, by the way, I don't necessarily collect R2-D2. I think that folks, when you get into Star Wars as hardcore as some of my friends are, and maybe myself, they get to a point where they narrow down what they collect. I do mostly Imperial stuff. R2 I do like. I'm not necessarily the world's biggest R2-D2 fan, but one of the things that I didn't get to cover in great detail when we looked at, if you go back to our day one footage, I believe it was EFX that's coming out with a life-size R2-D2 that you will be able to buy, I believe, next year. And it's remote control. It's just like the ones that the droid builders build, but this is built off of the specs down to the core of what Lucasfilm uses in the movies. It's basically like out of the box, like R2 Builders Club type of R2-D2. It looks phenomenal. They showed video of it moving. I can't imagine how much it's going to cost. I would think it's probably like the cost of like a car at this point, but it's amazing. I'm going to look at a couple different pop things. We waited online for a while for Funko. They had exclusive pop figures. This is Unmasked Darth Vader. He is going to be in stores at some point as well, but we got the Celebration first to market, so basically just means that they released this first at Celebration before it goes to stores. You got him, he's all scarred up in there. That looks pretty cool. And I also picked up E3PO. He's the silver, like C3PO-ish type of protocol droid. And he was an exclusive for Star Wars weekends. I'm sorry, for Star Wars Celebration. So I got those two guys. They had two other or four other different pop figures. I think they had two more that were at the Funko store and one more that you could have gotten at another store. In any event, I didn't really care for those, and I'm not in the market to buy things to scalp. And kind of the moral of, or the short end of the story is, a lot of the folks that were online for things throughout the weekend were online specifically to try to make money, because you can only buy things at Celebration, and immediately they put things on eBay, and it was a real disappointment to see that. One of them, so we're going to show you this thing here in a second. You got this Dark Trooper Funko Super Shogun. It's a huge, huge figure. We wanted to get the Boba Fett version of this, and Boba Fett sold out every day before the general population would get through the door, because they were selling it to other vendors. And unfortunately, by the first or second day, you sort of see these things pop up at vendors' tables for like 3 times the price of what they were if you bought them through the Funko store. So, and if you look on eBay, eBay is loaded with things. You do a search for Star Wars Celebration, there's just tons of stuff out there. Even those little these pop guys that I was just showing you, you know, they're selling them for like 45 bucks a piece. I cannot stand the scalpers. If you're going to buy something to collect it, just buy it to collect it. You know, I hate when people resell things. So this is what the outside of that box looks like. This is the Funko Shadow Trooper. The inside box is a little dinged up a little bit, actually, even though it was in that cardboard outside box. But that's what it looks like. It looks kind of like the old Shogun figures that they used to sell years ago. 24 inches. And we got a Shogun, or old school Godzilla that was big like this. when I was a kid. I no longer have it. I really regret giving that up. But let's check this thing out of the box. This is what he looks like in the box. I'm not taking him all the way out now because I don't have a place to put him at the moment. But he's big. He's a shadow trooper, so he's black. He's got the fist that shoots out just like traditional Shogun figures. He's got this really kick-ass E11 blaster here. I love that. And he's going to look really pretty sweet next to some other giant figures. Well, the last thing from Pop that we got, these Japanese figures, these Japanese vinyls, they were only available at Celebration. This was limited to 1,000 pieces, and I picked up Boba Fett. So this thing is selling for premium on eBay as well now, but it kills me to even say that. I'm not selling him. He's not even coming out of the package. You can't really see it in the box too well, but he's kind of got like a wood grain to him, or bronze type of look. So he is pretty super awesome. He's from Japan. And go back to a couple items from the Star Wars Celebration shop that we were able to get outside of the shirts of those Death Star fuzzy dice. These are blocks, like little kitty blocks. You can't really see on the back, but these are in Aurebesh. For guys that don't know, if I didn't sound like a geek enough, Aurebesh is the alphabet that is used in Star Wars. So the letters that are in here are all tied back to the Aurebesh alphabet. So really awesome stuff. I love these blocks. Mary herself at this point already said that she wishes we got 2 of these, so that one that we could open and one that we could keep closed. So I'm probably going to open that to display it. Also from the Star Wars shop, and we got this. This is a Talking Max Rebo. Yeah. So he talks and sings. Also, I got this. This was like my one must-have item from Star Wars Celebration store, and I always pick the things that people are not interested in because I had a bunch of these left over the first 2 days. But this was my favorite item. This is the Space Slug in a box. Pretty awesome. So we also got this from the Star Wars shop. This is a Salacious Crumb cuckoo clock, or just a clock. His tail wags as the time clicks, as well as his eyes move. So you kind of see how they move there like that. It's going to look really cool on the wall. We have to put a better anchor into the wall so he doesn't fly off of it. So we're going to get that done maybe over the next couple of days. We'll get him hang up in the kitchen so that we get him going in action. Alright, so next are just some random things. We got this patch at the 501st Bash the other night. This was part of the goodie bag that they gave everybody that attended the event, as well as this picture book. Everything's got to get cleaned from Jessie's Jar Jar kind of candy thing that she bought. Kind of leaked all over the place, but these are just pictures of troopers from the 501st in different situations, but this patch is really cool. And we have a special guest star here. He's checking out everything that we got also. He's got to investigate. I won this print as a door prize for the 501st Bash as well. So this is an original print from Lee Cosi. This is really pretty sweet. I love that the adit is taking down one of the Rebel Snowspeeders. Hasbro is giving out prints every day. This is from Stephen Hayford. They're using the 6-inch Black Series Star Wars figures. So this is a nice heavy backing for a print for free from Hasbro. Pretty cool. For everybody that attended the opening panels at Star Wars Celebration, we all got this poster. This is another print on hard paper for The Force Awakens. This was for the opening panel that J.J. Abrams did, talking about The Force Awakens. So this is really cool. This can go in a frame somewhere on the wall. We got this patch from my buddy Chickafant. We saw them. We took a picture with Chickafant. So World Tour, Celebration, and Star Wars Weekends. We got that piece of swag. For media purposes, we got the press kit for the Star Wars airline that is in Japan. That was in the day one video that we shot. So there's stuff here. I actually got a flash drive that I got to find that I think has video footage. We picked this up from Steve Sansweet's Rancher Obi-Wan. So this is a book that supports all of the artifacts that were on display and the video that we put up. I think we shot that on day one as well. So there's little background stories on every one of the pieces. That's a really awesome book. We picked up this book from DK Publishing, and this is the Ultimate Star Wars. I know I've complained before in the past about anything that ever says Ultimate. It's never the Ultimate because there's always going to be some type of thing that comes out after the fact, but for now this is Ultimate. Basically what this is the Bible of Star Wars for now, based off of Disney canon, which means it's eliminated anything from the extended universe or books that have come out over the last 30 or 40 years, and just characters that exist now in current canon form. So we've got stuff with Ahsoka, you got all the different characters in here. I was really impressed by this book. It's not something that you're going to read cover to cover, but I'm definitely going to be reading this as time permits. So, lots of cool stuff. So the last item that we got is this book, The Force in the Flesh, Volume 2. I don't have Volume 1, but they did sell it in a package with this in Volume 1. It was just out of my price range. But basically what this book is, you've got details on tattoo collectors. So all of these really rad Star Wars tattoos in here. Kind of like when we go to the tattoo shows all the time at Star Wars Celebration to check out all of the Star Wars related tattoo art. Really awesome stuff. So you got all of these collectors, and then in the back you've got work from the artists that do all of the tattoos. So this is a book that when I looked at it on site, it was page after page of just jaw-dropping type stuff that I was like, wow, because we have definitely been looking at trying to get more tattoos and looking to try to get some stuff that's Star Wars related. So lots of good ideas in here. Not necessarily saying I'd get something exactly out of here, but definitely thinking that this has a lot of good stuff to use for inspiration. That's really cool. And we were lucky enough that on the night that we bought this, Shane was there. He signed the book for us, as well as Jeff. So we got both people to sign the book. They just happened to be standing around just at the moment that we hit them, so sweet timing. This book is phenomenal. I love it. Well, that is all for today. We're already approaching 20 to 12. I've been editing this last video for the last hour and a half and trying to whittle it down. Like 2 hours worth of footage, and I'm down to like 50 minutes at this point and trying to get it to the point where somebody would actually want to watch this thing. So anyway, I'm heading to bed. I'm going to pick this up tomorrow, but for now, thank you for all the likes, thanks for your comments, thank you for your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. I'll see you guys.